Who knows what's in here? Something falls like that. Yep. Picks that one, but okay. The keys for that, right? The keys for that. How keys are that to? Master lock, but that's not a normal master lock. I think that's the one you put a key in and hit it and it does it. And that's broken. Got a lever lock in it. Actually, let's have a look at that. Let's pull that one apart. I don't know what's in these random boxes. Alright, I think a lot of that is just crap. Let's have a look what's in here. I've got some tools. That screwdriver gonna fit. It's missing a spring. We'll push that out. But there is a lever lock. Oh, don't want to do that. One of these days I will actually have to make some actual lever lock picks and tensioners and actually learn how to pick these, because I don't come across them. I don't deal with them, so I don't really pick them. Reversible bolt. 3-lever, made in England. But that is missing a spring. That's why it's not. Let me grab some locks and actually do some picking, since it's been a long time since I've done some fun picking. Normally picking is work picking, which is different to fun picking. So, open the back of that box. See what else was in that box to see if it's worth picking. Got a little white block. Yep. And those keys are shite. Because whoever cut these keys didn't actually buff them down. So they got a ridge sticking up right here. Like, that is shocking. If you cut keys, you want to get rid of all those burrs. That's why I have a big wheel to brush all my keys that I cut for all the key sets I make and sell. That one's going to be bloody easy, I bet you. Actually gummed up, actually feels gummed up. And can I see comments or not? Chat filter on, all messages. Yep, all messages. Wait, might pick that the wrong way. That's a good. I should look at. Yep. Tension it there. Come on, tension it there. That tension keeps popping out. Ugh, problems. Hey, Elijah. I think. Yeah, it's hard to read the comment. Yeah. Hi. Trying to get tension that will sit in there properly. Wants to tension that way, but doesn't want to go the other way. I'm trying to find one that'll fit that won't go blocking. That's probably not the best. That's really not sitting in there well. What I was saying just before, if you weren't on here, that I do not have a tensioner that's going to work in here, do I? Whoever cut these keys didn't take the burrs off the inside the key here, so it's like really crappy. Gets stuck. So always buff your keys. Oh, and if anyone has any questions you want to ask, just ask. I'll try and answer some while I'm on here. It's been ages since I've done any picking. That's not work picking, because usually I just get my electric pick gun out and I'm in. Or the Litchi pick. There we go. Finally got the tension in there properly. Oh, little Lockwood. Let's go with... Don't have keys to this, so... Oh, jeez. This does not feel good at all. Yeah, that needs some lube. That feels shocking. Good thing I always got some on hand. Who needs to buy expensive colognes when you got Lock Lube? Although I can't really talk. I just bought another one. Oops. I'll buy too many. I'm up to 6 now. 6 colognes. I hope I'm turning this the right way. Something dropped. Okay, I just felt a slight turn on the core, so I wonder if this has spool pin. Those had counter rotation. So if I can get this, we might gut it. They all feel, there we go. What's not picked? Because stay in the vise. That pick doesn't want to go back any further. Is that rain? Yeah, that's stuck. So I don't know what. Something definitely stuck in the back of this lock. Because something stuff. See if I can get a skinnier, thinner pick under it. That's a notification about something. Okay, there's something not right with this. Look, something is stuck, and I can't get it to move. See if I can get a bit of a rake. Okay, even the rake doesn't want to go past it. Shoot. Like cobwebs. Why don't you want to go past? Half time to go under it, but none of my other picks will. Prick. Right. Let's try that again. Right up. Try it again. Right. So let's go back to the pick I was using. I'll keep changing. These aren't my EDC picks either. This is all the ones in the tombstone. My EDC is out in my bag in my vehicle, along with my flipper and all that. I was thinking about bringing it in so we could play around with the flipper on here, but let us know in the comments if you would like that. Alright, slight turn on the core. There's something that is not wanting to move right there, even with no tension on. It's not wanting to budge. Where I get that bracelet? That one. Hi, Liz. Yeah, Corey. Corey? Yeah. Let us, you mean that bracelet, the one I'm wearing, that you can see right here? If it is that one you're after, I can tell you exactly where to get it. And I can tell you exactly who makes it. The bracelet you're after is... one of these. So these are actually ones that I make. This is the Viking Slim Jim band. So you can purchase them. I'll see if I can get a light in a better position. You can kind of see the hammer finishing on them. So you can purchase these off of our website, dalp.com.au. So dalp.com.au. Where I've only got 3 in stock at the moment. I'm working on 100 more, but they're not for my website. They are for Deviant over in the US because he resells them on. So yeah, you can purchase one off of our website, so dalp.com.au, DALP, and yeah, we sell them on there as the Viking Slim Jim bands. So it's quite literally a Slim Jim. I don't have one in my shop here. That's out. They're all out in my vehicle. In my tools for locksmith jobs. But a normal Slim Jim that you would use to slip door latches with, I converted one of them into a bracelet that you can actually wear. And you can tell I wear mine all the time. This is the first one I actually made. And all you do is when you come up to a door that you want to attack that has a bypassable latch, such as, it's not really built for it, but I'll bring one over. One of the bobs we use in classes. Come here. Come on. Don't want you to fall. Spider webs. And dead spider. Alright, back again. So, yeah, if you come across a spring-loaded latch, like the one on this Digilock, stuff out the way. Alright, let's move this stuff out the way. So, got a Digilock here. I actually use this one in class. I train people on how to decode these just by feel, which can be quite challenging to learn, but we do teach people, so that's why we've got it in one of our bobs, the Boards of Brutality, as we call it. But we've got a spring-loaded latch. Now, as long as the door's not in, the strike plate is not installed correctly, which 90% of them aren't, it means that this is, and you can actually gain access into the latch. That means that it is bypassable because it's spring loaded. So as long as that plunger at the front there, the guard bolt plunger isn't pushed in, if that's pushed in, then you can't push the latch in. But if it's not, the whole lot's sitting in the hole in the strike plate, it's slippable, or other word is loidable. So you can take our Viking bracelet, take it off, then you have a look, you go, okay, which side would work best, because there's two cutouts. You got a smaller cutout, and then you got a larger one, which is a large gap just here, and there's a smaller gap on the smaller side. So you go, okay, which side do I need to attack the door latch? And I've got videos on YouTube up on the YouTube channel of me doing this, and also on jobs out and stuff like that. So you gently bend out the side that you want to use, like that. These are made of stainless steel. So I've got one side now bent out, the side that I want to use. Also, Lock Noob has done a review of these products as well. He absolutely loves it. And Deviants, who sells them off of Red Team Tools, he absolutely loves them as well. They sell out so many. I've been doing orders of 100 for them. So you come in between your door and the wall, in between your door, the latch and the strike plate. So you come in, you hook it onto the latch, and then you can actually just walk the latch in or push the latch in as you walk it back, which is actually a lot easier when you've got something in the way. So you just push the latch in using this, and then open the door, gain access into the facility you're going into. And then all you do is once you're done, you take this, you put it back onto your wrist, gently bend it back around like that, and you're good to go, and no one knows any different. So that's how the Viking Slim Jim bands work. So yeah, as I said, this is the first one I ever made. I wear it every day. I've used it so much in jobs, in our classes, and everything like that. And it's still holding up strong. I still use it a bloody lot. But actually, let's see if I can decode this, because it's been that long. I've kind of forgot what the code is. There we go. We're in. So Digilocks, and I have done a video on this. It's up on our YouTube channel. And as I said, we do run this one in class, and we do teach people how to decode these by feel, because you got to push buttons in order to access or open the lock. But there is a slight design flaw. Now, there is there's actually 3 ways of attacking these. So as I said, if the door's not installed correctly, they've got one of these on the facility. And again, everything that we teach is for educational purposes only. We do not condone any illegal activities. I get paid to literally act like a criminal, to think like a criminal, and to work out design flaws. What state do we run our classes? So, our classes we've got at the moment are for businesses, organisations, groups, and events. But we are currently in the process of getting our online course all together and done. So we will be running an online course where we're going to have our private online course, which will be run by us through our private Discord server that we have, where we're going to literally cover everything from your basics on lockpicking, just to start people off in lockpicking, to, so we're going to teach you how to pick your standard pins, spools, serrated, and all that stuff. Some advanced picking methods as well that you will learn. We then will be going on to bypassing. So you're going to learn all methods of bypassing, how to decode, as I just did, by feel, digilocks, using underdoor tools, using all methods of attacking latches and stuff like that. We're going to be teaching in the course as well. Some basics on hacking and cybersecurity. So some Flipper Zero stuff, because we do work with Flipper Zeros, cloning RFID credentials, stuff like that. Also, all the methods of producing keys out in the field, and different methods of producing keys. So all that is going to be in our course. Also, social engineering as well. So you're going to be an all-rounded course for we shouldn't speak properly. So it's an all-rounded course for penetration testing and field operations. So you can kind of have a pretty good understanding and have the skills to start yourself off in that direction in that career. But we are also now going to be doing our course through KSEC Global. So KSEC is a global security company based in the UK. They contacted us a little while back now about doing our course through them. They wanted us to come on as trainers and assessors. So we said yes. So we will be running our course through them, an online course as well. I had another meeting with them on Wednesday to go over the last couple of bits and pieces, but we will be running our course with them. The only thing we will not include in the course with them is the cybersecurity stuff, because they already do stuff on that. So we're going to highly fixate on social engineering when we do the course through them. So, yeah. But we are based here in Australia. I'm down in Victoria. Daryl, the guy who works with me, who does my a lot of the cyber stuff. He is also a security guard and a bodyguard and stuff like that. So we do train security guards, bodyguards, in what to look out for and how to gain access into stuff. He's up in New South Wales, or right on the border. He's still Victoria and New South Wales up there. So, do you need to be certified to work in the field? So when it comes to penetration testing and stuff like that, it's more about who you know rather than having just certifications and stuff like that. When it comes to locksmith work, each state has different laws and regulations for it. Now I'm going to bring my camera up so I can actually talk face to face rather than, well, not really face to face, but so it's a bit easier for me to read the comments. Hopefully that makes it a little bit bloody easier. So I can actually read the comments straight on. So yeah, when it comes to locksmith work, it depends on each state. Has their own rules and regulations when it comes to that. So the best thing to do is do your research. But yeah, best thing to do is get an education. But what we teach isn't for locksmiths. What we teach is for penetration testing, for field operations, and for doing the work that we do at DALP. Our classes are also not just for people to learn how to do these things so they can actually do them themselves, but it's also for businesses so that they know how something's done, so then they know what to look out for. Because it's all well and good saying, like, oh, people can slip latches and, they can compromise your doors and rah, rah, rah. Yeah, okay, it's all well and good to, hear about it, but to actually, and as when we've done classes like the military contractors we trained, all of them have heard of these methods and they've heard of them being done, but they're like, oh, it's not as easy as you make it out to be. And it's like, have a go. So when we run our courses, we actually get them hands-on. So we get them cutting keys. We get them taking photos of keys and decoding them from the photos. We get them casting keys. We get them picking and bumping locks and slipping door latches. And we've got our half door that I've built. They have to go under door tools and stuff like that. And they go, oh, okay, this is actually a lot easier than we thought. And then they have a better understanding of what to look out for. As we say to them, you got a door. You go, okay, that's fine. But do you check inside the strike plate when you shut your door or when you go through? Make sure that no one's stashed something in there to stop the latch from being engaged. Because I've seen it in smoking places where people go out for a smoke. They can't be bothered, trying to use keys or swap cards to get in and stuff like that. So they either prop the door open or they shove something in the latch hole to stop the latch from going in. And that's compromised their security. And it's something that we do, like putting tape over a latch, because it is simple and it works. And a lot of people don't look for it. Same as sticking magnets on magnetic sensors in doors. You put a magnet over the top of it, and you can open that door and it's not going to set off the alarm. And it's not that hard to find out where they are either. Located in Victoria too, but I find more interesting than anything else. Yes, it is. I look like I'm casing joints whenever I go into places. Example, I actually went out for the first time in over a year. Because I literally work all the time. All I do is work, and more work. As I said, like at the moment, making up 100 of the Viking bands for Deviant. Just finished a project with him that I've been working on with him, and I now stock them for here in Australia. So, which is something that we didn't have here. Now we've got one. But yeah, I look like I'm casing joints whenever I walk in there. As I said, I went out to the pub last night because a mate of mine's band was playing there, and I looked at every single camera they had, the angles their cameras were pointed at, knew what cameras they were, so I knew exactly what the distance was that they would cover. I looked at all the locks they had in place. I had to look at all the strike plates they had sitting there, and they had shields over the tops of them. And yeah, once you start getting into this stuff and you start looking around, you're like, oh, geez, okay, that's really easy. And you start looking like a casing joint. And picking is like Sudoku and learning. So I started off in Locksport. I started off because it was just a whim. I'm like, saw a video of Bosnia Bill going back 4 years ago now, and watched him pick locks. I'm like, I wonder if I can do that. So I bought a cheap set of lock picks and off of eBay, and the old man come around and I got him, and he's like, here. And he had a padlock and threw it. He locked it because it was unlocked. Threw it at me and said, pick it. And after about 5 minutes, I got it open. I'm like, oh shit, this is awesome. I still have the padlock. There's a Federal Super A520C. Still got it. And that was it. I was hooked. So then I started buying any lock I could find and starting to pick. And I learnt the wrong way. If I had learnt the correct way, I'd be a lot more advanced than what I am now. And then a few years later, I started the YouTube channel, this YouTube channel. And then that turned into a business because I went from lockpicking into bypassing and finding weaknesses in all forms of security, and now run Australia's largest physical entry and cybersecurity YouTube channel, but also a business as well. Come up with products that, like the Viking Slim Jim bands, to gain access into buildings, master key sets. Our biggest seller of master keys and common use keys is the Dark Access set. Consists of 7 of the most powerful keys around. You'd be surprised how much stuff is actually keyed exactly the same. So the LF8 master key, which 95% of filing cabinets that use an LF lock is master key to the LF8 master key. So 95% of filing cabinets I can open, but it also opens up a hell of a lot more stuff. The CL001, I've opened up server racks with that. I've opened up toolboxes. I've opened, what else? Other panels. Even a hand sanitizer dispenser in the middle of nowhere. There was one sitting on the side of the toilet block, and so I looked at the lock and I'm like, oh, I wonder, and stick the key in and went, yep, that's CL001. So you'd be surprised what stuff. And once you start off in picking, you start getting into bypassing, and then before you know it, you're going down a bloody rabbit hole that I've gone down, and you end up doing what I do. So yeah, yeah, my ex-boyfriend and I used to have competitions. Yeah, I trained my ex, and she actually sent me a message a couple of weeks back now. She was at a wedding, and up in, I think it was in Queensland or something like that. And it's warm in here. So they locked themselves out, and she actually slipped the door latch to gain access into the place where they were staying, because they were locked themselves out. So she sent me a message saying how proud she was that she actually remembered how to do it, and what she did to do it. And I'm like, awesome. So yeah, that was, she was proud of that one. She has picked a couple logs, but she's not interested. She wasn't interested in it. Even my kids aren't interested in it. Not really. Although my son I did make him build him a deauthor, and he was going around trying to hack everyone's Wi-Fi, and told him not to shut down the Wi-Fi at the school. So yeah. But it's a major rabbit hole to go down. A lot of fun. That was a bit of bloody creatine monohydrate that didn't dissolve. Ugh. But yeah, it's fun, and it's a big rabbit hole. I mean, yeah, when you look at the amount of gear I've got these days, the amount of stuff I've got that I've been sent in for free to review and to use, and from starting off with a cheap Chinese set of lockpicks to what's up, Elijah? How you going, mate? Spin it. The key. Yeah. So we always, our biggest thing that we say is to keep it bloody legal. We always say don't go picking locks that you don't own or have permission from the owner to pick, and don't go picking locks in use. Because then you have to call someone like me to come and fix it if you damage it. Since I do locksmith work, residential locksmith work as well. For an example, one I got called out for a lock out that was inside of a house a week ago, 2 weeks ago now. And for some reason they had put an external door handle on an internal door, which was kind of stupid. But they smashed the shit out of the knob cylinder to try and gain access into it. The core was half, or a third of the core was sticking out. I managed to push it back in, and then grabbed the multi-bit Chronos and wouldn't go the way I wanted to turn to open it. So I had to go into the unopened position and just put the plug spinner in and open. And the lady comes out and she's like, "Oh, thank you, I'll give you a hug." I'm like, "You don't touch me. I don't like physical contact. Don't touch me." Yeah, she was so happy. And she's like, "I want to give you a hug." I'm like, "Nope." Don't. So yeah, it is fun and it does come in handy. I've locked myself out of my car once before, got in a couple of seconds. Even my son can get into my car in under 20 seconds. And stuff like that. So whereabouts in Victoria are you? I'm guessing you're probably down Melbourne way, over that side. I don't hide where I am. I'm in shitty Ballarat. So yeah. Any other questions that people have got while I'm here? I know you're hiding around, Elijah. What's new? What's going on? It's been rare since I pick on camera these days. Since, as I say, I only pick for work. Most of my picking primarily focuses on locks that I come across on a daily basis. So I have to be proficient in picking them, gaining access into them for work. So I don't really go picking American locks much anymore. I still got them. My lock collection's still over there. Still love them and stuff like that. But yeah, get off me roof. Most of the time these days is yeah. People do get the wrong idea. I've been called a safe cracker. I'm like, people are like, "Oh, you're a safe cracker," and I'm like, actually, I've never cracked the safe. Oh, tell a lie. I have created a key to a safe, safe box. I actually got a video, one of the highest, I think, views. So I've created keys to a safe. I have to pick it to gain access into it. I do have 2 safe dials over there, which I can work out the first number when you decode them, but after that I get lost and even my autistic brain doesn't process that one. So yeah, I've been called a safe cracker. My favourite that I do actually go along with is a criminal. But as I say to people, I'm a legal criminal. I get paid to think and act like a criminal and be a criminal, but I do it legally. I'll say to people, the difference is I can do something legally, get away with it. You do it, you get in trouble, you get arrested. Yeah, whereas I don't, because it's my job to do it legally. Yeah, Melbourne. Then in Melbourne a few weeks ago, just before Christmas, and went out for dinner with a friend of mine, and yeah, I couldn't help but walk past all the buildings, and I'm like, oh look, I'm like, it's a key box. I'm like, I know exactly how to decode that. I can have that decoded in next to no time. We can gain access into that building. I actually trained a few people, so I actually found a weakness in a safe box that is actually very common. Yeah, saw that video. So I found. Ah, okay, cool. Not much new. I'm planning to start picking Leylocks. Yeah, I actually just found in that box of crap that's sitting there. Let me grab it. I actually found in this box of crap one here that I actually have keys to, but I've never come across them in the wild, so I don't pick them. And that one's got a busted latch, which I pulled apart right at the start of this live stream. But yeah, they have key to that one. Might make a pick for it one day. So I did buy some wires a long time ago to actually produce lever picks with, but never got into it because I don't come across them, so I don't worry about it. Interesting fact for you is you can't actually use these in commercial buildings because all accounts double plugs are a no-no. You can use the 4-in-1 plugs and power boards, but these you can't. So yeah, I can't test and take these. There's one from a job that I did. A bit beat up, and that keyway is so worn out. It's not funny, so I end up replacing it. I wonder what happened to that one. So this, if you go back a long time ago, one of my earlier videos, well, not earlier, but back when I was out on the farm, it's actually got the dint in it where I was shooting padlocks with my compound bow. See if I could destroy them with bunny thumpers and field tips and 55-pound draw, and yeah. Actually, I wonder if that was the key to that. Probably not. No. I don't know what was going on with that. Could gut it if I can get it picked. Probably shim it. Depends on if something's stuck in there. So, yeah, that's a master lock that I'm pretty sure if you have a key, this is one of the ones you can actually put the key in and then you strike it with a hammer and it actually cuts the pins to that key. That makes sense. The pins in here are scored, so you put a key in there, slam it with the hammer, and it actually shears off the pins and cuts them to the right correct heights. Because looking at that very first pin in there, has got serrations on it, pretty deep serrations, and Masterlock don't use serrated pins in these padlocks. And that box is full of shit. Another one that you might be interested in, Liz, is if you're into picking and stuff like that, start looking into RFID, because that is a lot of fun to go through. Or field key production methods. So you can actually start looking into creating keys, decoding keys from photos, which is a lot of fun, and stuff like that. Start looking into master keys, what's common use keys, and yeah, there's a lot of different avenues you can go down in this industry, into whatever you find interesting and what you decide to get into. And then start looking at other methods of bypassing locks and stuff like that. Playing around with bypassing one of these, so you can actually turn the spricket, start bypassing these. That I was building the tool for, but put on the back burner. Oh shoot, I forgot I haven't tested these yet. These are microwave radar boards I was building for the Flipper Zero. I haven't tested these ones. I sold them all, but I haven't tested them to make sure they work before I put them up on the website. So these, if you plug them into your Flipper Zero and you run the microwave radar setting or the app on it, you can actually pick up movement through walls. And if there's any movement around it, it sets off an alarm on the Flipper Zero. But yeah, they do pick up through doors and through some walls, depending on the thickness and what they're made out of. Yeah, microwave radar boards. They're a lot of fun. Other question is, what pick set do you use? I always find it interesting to see what picks people use, what ones they like. Because I have used a hell of a lot over the years. I've had the cheap Chinese rubbish ones. I've got Sparrows. One of the our sponsors is Sparrows. I have Law Lock Tools. These are the ones I put custom handles on. That one was actually one that Penny, who designs a lot of the picks for Law Lock Tools. That was the Nessie that he designed. That's one he made for me. Hence why it's out here and I don't use it out in the field because I don't want to break it. But Law Lock Tools are fantastic. Yeah, flippers are awesome. I love my flipper. My kids kind of encourage me to be naughty with the flipper because my youngest, whenever I take him out, my youngest turns around to me and she's like, "Quick, there's a Tesla, hack it." I'm like, no, stop. Stop encouraging me. But yeah, flippers are awesome. I do like my Flipper Zero. I actually love my Flipper Zero. That's why I've always got it on me. It's always in my EDC bag. Some of you might know, if I get some light, who actually makes these. This one was one I got sent in. If you know who that is, this one's actually got spring on pick tip. Good mate of mine. That one was sent in from Jason Carlson a long time ago. He made. He's not around that anymore. That one actually come from Leon's Lock Pad. Great mate of mine. Of course, I got multi-picks. I mean, they're one of our sponsors. One of our biggest sponsors. I've got plenty of multi-pick sets. Just gave one away recently as well. And of course, in our training kits and stuff like that, we use Bare Bones because they're a great Australian company. The only picks I don't have that I haven't used are ones from Peterson. I've got Southall as well, but Peterson I haven't used. I heard not very good things about them because they break very easily and they've got weak spots and they're overpriced. I personally haven't used them, so I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, and I've also got Covert Instruments. I've got their Covert Companion in my EDC bag. So if you've got a flipper and you have played around with the RFID on it, because it really does come in handy, get yourself some rings. I'm petrified of needles. I mean, absolutely freaking petrified of needles. To the point where they have to give me nitrous oxide to put cannulas in and stuff like that. Which nitrous oxide doesn't work on me. Most drugs don't work on me. So I was looking at the implantable RFID chips, but the size of the bloody needle that's got to go into your hand, I'm like, yeah, no, even if I was blind drunk, I still would not have the guts to be able to do that. So I went with the rings. So I actually have 2 RFID rings. The one on my right hand is a high frequency, and the one on my left hand is a low frequency. The one on my right hand is a magic, so it does some magic credentials. They're pretty much my low frequency ring and my high frequency ring are the same as the implantable chips that Deviant has in his hands. But they're great if you get the rings to make quick copies. I've got on our presentation that we do. There's actually a video of me gaining access into a facility where we stole their credential. Can't name the facility, and we had to hide a lot of the image because of NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. Get off me roof. So yeah, we stole one of their credentials, and I cloned it onto my ring, and then walk up and pretend to swipe a visitor's badge and swipe my ring instead, and gain access into the building. Because yeah, it picked up my ring, so I went like hold the badge and went like that, put my ring first. So they really do come in handy, especially if you're petrified of sticking a needle in your hand. The size of shit, there goes the lock. The size of that, like, it's a huge needle. So yeah, that's fantastic. I've also got other cheap cloners, RFID cloners. We've got one of those cheap blue $6 things. We've got one of the white ones, the next model, the next step up, which you can get it for about $90. They put passwords onto all credentials they clone, so they're not that good. So you have to, if you want to try and copy it on, so if you use a reusable tag or say a ring, once you clone it using that white cloner onto it once, you can't reclone it unless you clear the password that they put on there. And they don't tell you that it puts password on there, and they don't tell you what the password is. So you need to know special lines of code in order to get rid of it. It's a pain in the butt. But we've got it just to teach people. Hey, Lady Lux. And don't feel bad, Lady Lux. I ended up having work and stuff to do, so yeah, you don't have to feel bad. That was freaking hilarious. So yeah, don't use the white cloners. I've got Proxmart. We've got Proxmart 3 as well that we use, and plenty of tags. So, I mean, people have fun with them. We use our flippers in classes, and people, use our flippers to try and clone their garage door remotes or the gym memberships and stuff like that, or business tags. So we've always got plenty of tags galore. Also, because we do RFID cloning for people, for customers, so got plenty of funny ones, especially SpongeBob. What the hell is that? Oh, that's a microchip for a Honda car key. So yeah, RFID is a lot of fun. What's new, Lady Lux? Since you ignore messages from me now. G'day, Break Picks. So I haven't actually uploaded the video yet. I ought to do it. But those of you that are here in Australia that do a lot of key work, or even just any work to do with keys, gutting locks, if you want to make keys, you want to get into that stuff, So Deviant a while ago brought out the Devious Dakota cards. This is one of the ones that had the mix-up. They didn't, the manufacturing place that did it didn't put a thick enough layer on, so the measurements were actually off. And stuff like that. So he started making them in stainless steel. So yeah, the Devious Dakota cards measure keys, key pins, and master pins. And Deviant brought out the American one, which has Schlage, Quickset, and Master Lock and American locks, and stuff like that. So he brought that one out, and now it's in stainless steel, and he sells it off of Red Team Tools, and stuff like that. So yeah, he brought out the American version. And those of us here in Australia, you can use the Schlage. Most people don't know. When it comes to the actual keys themselves, you can actually use the Schlage measurements to measure Lockwood keys. People don't actually know that. My big one I've got here. So, got a big key gauge. I was using the Schlage for measuring Lockwood keys and stuff like that. And this one has Master Lock and Weiser and Arrow and Yale, Quickset, which we don't really come across Quickset here. But yeah, there's not one for Australia. Not like that. So so Deviant contacted me and we worked on a project together. Great bloody guy. Really is an awesome guy. I've worked on a few projects with him in the past and stuff like that. And extremely knowledgeable guy. So we worked together and we actually created the Aussie. So the Aussie Dakota card. The Devious Dakota -OZ for Oz. So I actually stock these now up on the website. I am the stocker for Australia. Well, Deviant stocks them up on his website, but I also stock them up on mine now, for those of us here in Australia. So this does Lockwood at the top. So it measures your keys from 0 to 10. We don't really come across 10 cuts on Lockwoods anymore. Your space and depth keys and stuff like that, even the ones that I cut, only go to 9. They don't really have 10s around much anymore. A lot of the older ones do, but the new ones don't. They go from 0 to 9. But not only does it do the Lockwood keys, it does the Lockwood key pins and the master pins as well. So you can actually decode the key, cut a working key from that code, or you can pick the lock, gut the lock, and then decode the key pins, and then cut a working key from decoding the key pins, because it tells you what the cuts are. So we've got Lockwood, we've got Gainsborough, because Gainsborough is a shit lock. Shitty lock. I don't like them. The tolerances on them are shocking. They're so easy to pick. The mechanics of the actual internals for the locks and the doors is shocking. I don't like them at all, but they're extremely popular. So we have Gainsborough. So you can actually measure the keys or decode a key. You can also, Gainsborough is stupid because they actually do put a blind code on their keys. So you can just look up the blind code anyway. Like this one, 44252. You actually look up the code. What's stupid is the cuts are only one cut off on this. What it says, they're only one cut off. So you can gut it, measure the key pins, cut a working key from measuring the key pins. We did include the master pins for Gainsborough, but Gainsborough, I am yet to come across one out in the field that's actually mastered. Sometimes you might come across one that's construction keyed if there's like a house being built and they're putting these on the doors, that they're actually kind of, you know, they've got a construction key for it, but rarely come across that, especially these days. A lot of the new buildings they're building, which I think is stupid, is they're putting restricted profile systems on residential houses. So a lot of new ones, especially over in the Alfredton area, where they're building the new building estates, quite a few of them, they put... I don't know who's messaging me. I'll check it. They're putting JA keyways, a restricted Lockwood profile, on the house. As my ex message. So they put restricted profiles on the house, and then when people move in and they want to go and get a key cut for their house, and it's like, no, you don't own the actual registration for it. Sorry about that. I should put my phone on silent. I don't expect people to message me. I'm not a popular person. The only people that message me are work stuff. So yeah, they're putting the JA keyway on there, and they're going to go get a key cut, and it's like, say the locksmith, like, you know, you don't own the actual registration for that, so you can't get a cut. Because I've had a few houses where they're like, oh, can you do keys for me? I'm like, yeah, no, can't do that. But anyway, that's about that. And because they're starting to increase here, someone said to me, why don't you put Quickset on there? I don't come across Quickset. We don't use Quickset really here in Australia. Our biggest ones, there's Lockwood and Gainsborough. There's like Lane and stuff like that. But one of the growing ones, especially because they are the biggest name in screen door locks, is Yale. So we've actually put Yale on there as well. So you've got Lockwood, Yale, and Gainsborough for the 3 Australian locks. The Yale is the Yale official. Turns out there's actually 2 measurements for Yale. People didn't know this. But there's Yale official, and then there's the Lab Yale. Because Lab's trying to get into the Yale market and trying to make their own and key pins and stuff, but they're a slightly different measurement to the actual official Yale official. And stuff like that. And a lot of people also don't realise, and even Deviant was shocked when I told him. So your Gainsborough key pins and driver pins are a smaller diameter. So a standard Lockwood or the key pin you use in Lockwood is actually thicker in diameter than a Gainsborough. Gainsboroughs are a thinner one. So you can't go switching out pins from a Lockwood or the kits that you use for Lockwood in Gainsborough locks, because they don't work. So you have to buy an actual Gainsborough key pin set, which a lot of people don't realise. Yes, so it does help with impressioning, having a key gauge. Again, that's going to be one of the things we teach in the course, is actually taking it down and to when you do impressioning on how to double check your depths. Because a lot of people don't realise, especially the general public that aren't aware of, you know, what we know and stuff like that, and are kind of blind to this stuff. You know, we say to people, like, keys don't have, you know, billions of different depths. They all have fixed positions. As I say to people, you know, Lockwoods are only 0 to 9. If you're pretty good, well, after a while, we're looking at cuts, you can kind of decode a key just by looking at it yourself, because they've got fixed positions. I've done it to people. I freaked them out. I'm like, oh, you got a Lockwood key there? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's, I can't even remember what it was now, but let's just say it was like 24571. They're like, which wouldn't be, because the max would be off. But they're like, hey, what? I'm like, oh, the cut depths. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, here, look, pull a decoder card out of your pocket and decode it for them. I'm like, see, I told you. They're like, how the hell did you know that? I'm like, I've spent so much time around keys. You can kind of just look at them and see them. But yeah, decoder cards are a must-have. And if you're still around, Liz, on here, get your hands on one of these, because it really will come in handy for you. Keep it in your wallet. They're the same size as a credit card. And I know I'm not pulling out one of my bank cards, so you can't steal it, to show you the same size. But They are the same size, so they fit in your wallet. They're stainless steel, and if you're here in Australia and you come across these, well, you want to start getting the keys and doing a lot of stuff with keys, or if you're interested in your gut locks to see what pins they are, get your hands on one. So yes, I have them up on sale up on the website, but I haven't officially done the video to release these yet. But I'm actually kind of curious now as to what the hell was going on with that lock. Why I couldn't get it and why it kept getting jammed. So that's really going to bug me. So let's see if we can actually work out why that was getting jammed. Why it wouldn't move. Actually, I am going to put some more lubricant in here. As I said earlier, who wants to spend money on expensive cologne when you can smell like lock lubricant? And as I said earlier, I bought another two colognes. So Pocket Woman's not going to be happy with me. She's going to carry on to me. What are you spending the money on that for again? Sitting there smelling the colognes all day. Because yeah, her live stream, that was hilarious. And those of you wondering, yes, my eye is fine. The chili didn't do anything to my eye. And no, I wasn't drunk. I was nowhere bloody near it. Takes more than half a bottle of gin. Trust me. But I just wanted to make everyone laugh and give everyone a good time, as I always do. So, do I act like an idiot? And that is jammed again. Like, there's something not right with that. No wonder this was in the crap box. No, I haven't seen her. I haven't heard from PW. I should message her. No, I haven't seen her in a couple of days. She hasn't done a video since 4 days ago. And yes, I'm always fun. I always say I'm a spastic with a camera. Because it's funny. And I never know what's going to come out of my mouth next, and neither does anyone else. So it's always interesting. They should be fine for New Zealand if you use Lockwood's. I actually don't know what locks they use in New Zealand. If you use Lockwood's and stuff like that, then yeah, they'll be fine. If you use Yale, they'll be fine. If you use Gainsborough's over there, they would be fine as well. But yeah, I don't know actually what New Zealand locks are. Never been over there. Furthest I've actually travelled is to Adelaide in South Australia, which was I still can't get over bloody Pocket Woman's reaction when she first saw me. Fuck, you are tall. Alright. Yeah. Alright, let's see what's going on with this lock. I need a screwdriver. Let's see, actually, can I... Let's see. Don't know if it'll work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it won't. Something in there keeps jamming. just want to see, because it feels like that third pin gets stuck. So I want to see what's going on with it. Yeah, we were a bit worried that we might have. I was talking with the Pocket Woman after the 24 hours was up, and I jumped back on for that last couple of minutes. Something definitely jamming in there. So I was saying to her, I'm like, I hope we didn't scar Lady Locks for life, because us Aussies, we have a twisted sense of humour, especially me. Is that Bulkhead Tactical? G'day, how you going? Jeez, I really do sound so Aussie sometimes, don't I? Shit, I've just stripped that freaking screw. And that one. Shit. Crying out loud. Right. I don't know what's going on with this one. Let's see if I missed anyone that's on here. So I quickly scroll down through the comments. No. You still around, Liz? And I know Elijah's still here. So yeah, we didn't scar you, did we, Lady Locks? Because us Aussies have a tendency of doing that. Especially people like me. And I'm trying to work out how the hell I'm going to get these out now. Because there's definitely something going on with this lock. That's why I was in a scrap pile. I'm going to start smashing shit in a minute. Right, let's try the big vise for a second. Is that a challenge, is it? There we go. Yeah, never say to me that I can't do something, because that's like an invitation from me to try harder. Like, when I was told I can't go back on the Flying Fox again, and not to, so I did. That one's busted. So yeah, never say I can't do something, because I will. Come on. Yeah, that is definitely threaded. I think I might have in my big toolkit. Let's move you around a little bit. I'll quickly run up the other end of the shop. I actually don't know if these going to fit. Interpret Aussie insults. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Like people saying Drongo. That's why I was sending you all those funny. Yeah, we are on a different level. Only the strongest make it to adulthood here in Australia. Hence why stupid people like me do stupid things for fun. Us Aussies have been known to do stupid stuff like going on playground equipment and shattering your ankle into little pieces. And then walking half a K up the road on that shattered ankle. And then driving yourself up to emergency. That's got that. Let's grab a key blank. I'm hoping it'll work. Might not actually be tall enough. Depends on how big it is. No, it will fit. This is a method that not many people talk about. So let's move these around and bring these down a little bit. And there goes Evo. So I actually found out something I thought was interesting, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. If you like statistics like me, I think statistics is kind of interesting. One that kind of had me going, oh, okay, that's actually quite interesting. Like, statistically speaking, 46% of people stated that if they were to find a USB sitting on the ground out in a car park, that they would plug it in. Oh, yeah. We're on a major different level when we start drinking. There's actually almost a fight last night. Wasn't me. I did go into security guard mode when it broke out. Well, started, and the guys got kicked out of the pub anyway, so it was fine. Bunch of yobbos. Wannabe cowboy country blokes that, you know, you tell from a mile away they aren't country. They're wannabes. Pissed as a fart. I clocked them as soon as they walked into the pub. I knew something was off. But yeah, 46% of people, hey GQ man, stated that if they found a USB sitting in the parking lot or on the ground, they would plug it into a computer to find out who it belongs to give it back to them. Which, for people like me, we can use that to our advantage for getting USB rubber duckies out into the public, or put USB rubber duckies out there, and then leaving the car park of a place we're trying to attack. And more than likely, we've got a very high possibility that they're going to plug it. Someone will plug one of the rubber duckies into the work's computer, and we then get remote access. 46% of people. So if you've got a workplace of say 300 staff members, it's a pretty good chance that we're going to gain access into their systems using the rubber ducky. And yes, rubber duckies are bloody awesome. Expensive, look just like USBs. I actually have a bad USB which looks like a phone charging cable. Looking at it, you can't tell the bloody difference. It literally just looks like a USB-C charging cable. Just don't plug it into your computer or into your phone. I programmed it for good. I used it for classes, so mine's not got anything bad on it. But yeah, good thing about FlipperZeros as well is you can use them as bad USBs or rubber duckies to run scripts into computers. But yeah, so 46% of people. So that's a good statistic. Just like on home invasions, if you get there we go, finally got it. If you get tied up or if you get restrained in a home invasion, they won't use handcuffs on you, especially here, because you need a specialised license to get handcuffs. But more likely, you're going to use zip ties or duct tape or rope because it's easily available. So statistically speaking, you're not going to get restrained with handcuffs. Even though we teach people how to pick handcuffs, you're not going to get restrained with them. So we also teach people how to escape from zip tie handcuffs because anyone can purchase them, or zip ties, or duct tape. Alright, and the method I just did then is called shimming. But statistic that I actually read the other night that kind of made me go, oh, okay, yep, cool. Was about online dating apps. You can tell I never gut locks over here. It's always on my gutting station, rekeying station. Yeah, it's actually about dating apps that I found quite interesting. Was that, and I don't know if it's just me that finds this thing interesting. Could be. Is that the average guy Medico open. Oh, that's cool. Yes, people are like cats, curiosity. People also want to help. Can't help themselves, they want to help. Actually, that's what I'm interested in. I want to know why that pin didn't want to go up. So it's more what's up in here. So yeah, online dating apps such as Tinder. So an average guy, the guy of average looks, what they would be, someone would rate as like between a 4, 5, and 6 in looks rating wise. So an average guy, not what would be classified as extremely good looking, and not what would be classified as you want to gouge your eyes out with a metal rusty spoon. An average person. So an average guy on a dating site has to send out 200 likes. 200 before, on average, statistically speaking, before they would get even one like back, or a match, as it's called. 200. Because the statistics of it show that 80% of the women that are on dating apps go for the top 20% of men that are on there. So the best looking guys, you know, like the ones that are the top of the top 20%. 80% of the ladies on there go for the top 20% of guys, which means that the bottom 80% of the guys are going for what's left of the 20% of the girls, which is kind of an interesting statistic. Hence why most guys give up on dating sites, because it's shit. Well, I don't know where you come from. Oh, use a tapered. So yeah, I thought that statistic was pretty interesting. In other words, you have to get yourself to the top 20%. There's no way I can get myself to the top 20%, trust me. I always say to people that a face made for radio and the voice made for the vacuum of fucking space. Because sound doesn't travel in space. But no, I actually thought that statistic was kind of interesting. These are all tapered, so why didn't that one want to move when I was trying to pick it? They're all tapered driver pins. Interesting. Well, put all this back together again. Then that can just go in a package I'll send out to someone. But you got to admit though, that statistic is pretty funny. Oh, it's no fun up here. Oh my god, I love that. That's hilarious. That is funny. I'll give you that one. But no, it's yeah, I find statistics interesting, especially, you know, the weird and obscure ones, and stuff like that. So no, don't do that again. Put that one that way. Put that one that way. Actually, I can't send that out to someone because it's missing half the shit. Oh well, actually, I really should make up some locks to send out to people. Someone said to me, I haven't made a challenge lock in a long time. And I'm like, no, I've stopped. I've got a few challenge locks that are out in the wild, but I don't know where. I don't know who's got them. Don't know what happened to them. I know I sent a couple to Bosnian Bill, but I mean, I don't know what he did with them afterwards. He would have sent them on. And stuff like that, so let's have a pick on this thing. Does anyone else have an interesting statistic that they know that's kind of weird and obscure, but kind of... thanks, Lady Lux, and yeah, have a good night. I don't know what time it is over there. No idea what time it is over there. Alright, that's unlocked. Let's lock it. I don't know what keyway that is, because that worn out and that burnt out. Let's put that blank back. I actually just had to order some new blanks in because I'm nearly out of a few. because I've been selling out the key sets. And one of the stockers that I get my NCR6 key blanks off of, their website was down, so I had to call them up. I'm like, you do know your website's down? Almost 2:50 a.m. That's not too bad. I went to bed at like 3. Oh, this thing don't feel good. Oh, anyway, have a good night. Yeah, anyone else know any interesting statistics? It's still early yet. Yeah, I forget most people aren't like me. They don't really sleep that much. This thing feels really bad. As I said, this is one I rescued. Well, I removed off of a job because it was beat up and shocking. And that tension wrench just slipped in there. See how worn out that keyway is. Right, that tension wrench keeps sliding. Try another one. There goes a chunk of metal from out the inside the lock. Hence why it was replaced. Might be back if you can't fall asleep. Yeah, it depends on how long I'm around. Numbers tell stories. Yep. I haven't heard of that movie. As I said last night, I was out watching, jumped on the Facebook, and all of a sudden, like, I saw a mate of mine put up that his band was playing. I'm like, geez, I'm bugger it. I'm kind of bored, you know. I've been working and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, I'll go out and so I went out, watched his band play, and it kind of freaked him out when I walked in there because I haven't seen him in like 2 years because I've literally just been working that much that I haven't seen him or hung out with him in like 2 years. And we went to school together and we were in a band together and everything, so I even played for his band, like for his family band that they had, and stuff like that. So, g'day, Dutch Lockpicker. Trying to get this to. There's a reason why I replaced this. This might be the reason why. Because she doesn't want to move. Let's try. Did anyone work out where that pic come from yet? I did put it out there. Who made that? Pretty telltale pic, just by looking at it. Yeah, he has made some pics for sparrows, and stuff like that. So yeah. I'll give you a hint. He's Italian. No, not Loch Noob. Starts with K. Yeah, something's definitely going on with this because it doesn't want to move. And that core's coming out. Shoot. So I think this lock is well and truly busted. Yeah, Killamaroo. So yeah, Killamaroo designed this one and sent it to me a long time ago to test and review for him. Put it through its paces and test it out, see how it went. Really like it. It is a good pick. I have actually had some stuff that Loch Noob's designed. The gut wrench, fantastic bloody thing that Loch Noob's designed. The Medusa I've got, not in here in the vehicle, out of my car, but I mean, yeah, another great product. A bit big for some locks, but you know, for a 2-in-1 pick kind of thing, it's pretty good. And stuff, and yeah, he designed some really awesome stuff. Loch Noob does. That's why I sent him one of my Viking bands, just to get his feedback on it to see what he thought of it, because I know he's a big designer of awesome products and useful products as well. Not just stuff that's for looks, like the stuff he designs is fantastic. So that's why I sent him one to get his point of view on it and see what he thought. Because of the practicality of it and stuff like that. And yeah, he absolutely loves the Viking band. So to get that kind of feedback from a guy who designs some amazing stuff. And so, same with Deviant. I asked him for his feedback on it because I sent him one as a thank you for helping us out with something, and I sent him one as a thank you, and I said, you know, can I just get your feedback on it, see what you think? And he absolutely loved it, and he's like, do you sell these? I'm like, oh, you know, small batches off the website. And he's like, we would love to stock them on Red Team Tools. He goes, because they're absolutely fantastic. He goes, we've been using it and playing with it. He goes, and it's great. And I'm like, oh, yeah, no problems. He goes, I will just order 50 and see how we go. And I'm like, yeah, no problems. So he ordered 50. I made up 50 for him, sent them to him, and they sold out that bloody fast. He's like, can we put in an order for 100? I'm like, yeah, okay. So I made up 100, and then he's like, we're nearly out. Can we have another 100? I'm like, bloody hell. And they'll make another 100. And he's like, oh, we're nearly out. Can you make another 100? I'm like, crying out loud. So I'm actually working on another lot of 100 for him now. Yeah, I'm going to prep the video. Yeah, I'm not doing it. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway when we hit 5K. When we hit 5,000 subscribers, then we're going to do a giveaway. As I jokingly said a while back, I might give Daryl away. I think Daryl and I did talk at one stage about giving away a website. Not Delp. Not my website, a website. And stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm not... I'll lock this up, make it a little bit easier. Great vice as well, by the way, Pata vices. Fantastic. So yeah, not sure what we're going to give away at 5K, but It'll be awesome. Put it that way. Might be like a bunch of products or something like that. You know, something really. Doesn't want to lock now because it's. That's locked. That's because that's pushing in on that. It's going to pop it out. No. Yeah, so it might be like a few items of ours, maybe like Viking band, Tinker bracelets, some keys, some 3D printed stuff. Do you pick easier with or without advice? I'm actually kind of these days used to picking up against the door. But stuff like this, like it depends. Okay, so it really does depend. I'm actually going to bend it to the better angle so I can. Come on. So it really does depend on the type of lock, and stuff like that. Oh, thanks. Yeah, so I do wear Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, with Odin's two wolves. And there's a reason why I also have why I call them a Viking Slim Jim band. And there's also a reason why I did tattoo a couple of Viking runes on my arm up here. And there's also a reason why I have a Viking compass in a ring. So yeah, there is a reason for that. Yep, I love Viking stuff. So I'm the first one in my family born here in Australia. My background, my parents, and so my old man, he was from England, born in England, and his side of the family are gypsies. I'm left-handed. So yeah, his family, the gypsies, the caravans, and all that stuff. My big brother and sister were both born in the UK as well. Then my folks moved over here, and I was the first one born here. But my mother, she is Irish. She was born and raised in Ireland, in Limerick. But on the Irish side, there's also Viking blood. So yeah, that's why I like to wear the Viking stuff. Yeah, camera's reversing the image. It's easy to tell because I'm left-handed, and that's why my right arm has tattoos. Because I can't tattoo with my right hand, so I've only tattooed my right arm because I'm left-handed. And because of the English side and stuff like that, I also do wear a kilt at times, especially when it's really hot. And if I could, I'd wear a kilt 99% of the time. But yeah, there's something definitely going on with this lock. Look at the black gunk that's coming out of it. But yeah, so that's my heritage. Plus, chicks love a guy in a kilt. Something about kilts that just they like. So, anyone else got any questions? Let us know. Put them in. Ask away. Just try releasing the knob with the side. Yeah, actually, I was thinking that. I was just thinking I should just take the knob off. But it's kind of nice to rest my hand on it. As I say, most time out in the field. So, the big difference between fun picking and out in the field and on jobs is I can't do this. I can't play around and have fun and take my time, because they're not going to pay for me to play around with a lock for an hour. That tension wrench is jammed out. Try the other way of that. So yeah, they're not going to pay for that. I have to get in quick. So I will rake. I will kinetic rake and scrub rake. First of all, I try to bypass. Very first thing I do, as soon as I get to a residential lockout, the first thing I go for and do is open up my EDC bag. Yes, we are going to be adding a big part of our online course through KSEC is social engineering. And I think Daryl and I are going to sit down and do a video on it as well, talk about it a bit more, but not actually go into the stuff that we teach, but discuss it, because we use it a lot. So yeah, but as I was saying, so yeah, first thing I do, I open up my kit, grab out my micro shim, and boom. Yeah, when I'm on the job, time is money. Oh well, you've been doing this already 7 years. Has it been 7 years? How long ago was 2017 when I started the channel? Feels like it was a year ago. Seriously. It's like when I think, you go back like 20 years ago, I'm like, oh, 1970s. Don't drop out. I'm back. It lost it for a sec. Yeah, I might go back in time like 20 years. I'm like, oh, 1970s. No. Shit, I feel old. First video. Yeah, geez, my first videos were shit. I admit that. Terrible camera. I haven't really got that much better. I admit that. But yeah, GK man, you're right. Is time is money. So yeah, first thing I do, bring out the micro shim. If that doesn't work, I will try and rake it open. I'll give that a go for a couple of seconds, and if I can't get it, pretty quickly. So let's just say, I come up to the door. I'm like, okay, yeah, put the tension wrench in. Because I always check. I go to slip it, but then I also check to see down in the keyway to see if anything's stuck in there. Like the internal lockout I had the other 2 weeks ago, door on the inside. There was all broken bits of metal down in the lock, and I had to get a hook in and pull out all these broken bits of metal. Push the core back in because the core was a quarter of the way out. But I'll try and rake it like this. All right, let's say that doesn't work. Then I break out the electric pick gun. The Kronos, 99% of the time, gets me in fast. That's a normal residential with a, like a knob cylinder. With my work, if a door locks up, the cylinder locks up and they can't get in, and it's not the RFID ones, then I literally, with the magnetic locks and stuff like that, I literally just go under door tool. Boom, get in, and then I can gut the lock after, or then I can attack the lock later and fix it. That's for the maintenance job. Something jammed in this one. Yeah, this thing is beat to crap. I think this one he said the actual. I remember the key didn't even work in it. I wanted it rekeyed, but I'm like, no, the whole lock needs to be replaced. Otherwise, I would just rekey it. I'm one of those people that, yeah, I will just rekey. If the lock's in good condition still, instead of replacing it, be like, oh no, mate, your lock needs to be replaced, you know? So I can charge you more money. I'm like, yeah, no, look, I can rekey it for you. Rekey your lock, you're looking at, you know, you already bought the key, you know, it's $7, $9 to rekey it to the new key, rather than going like, oh no, I've got to replace it to a new lock that's keyed to that key. I'm just like, you know, oh, can you come around and replace the locks in my house? And I'm like, I can come have a look at them first of all. I said, and then I'll let you know. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, look, if your locks are in really good condition and there's nothing wrong with them, I won't replace them. I'll just rekey them to a new key for you. They're like, what do you mean? I said, well, do you want to go paying, depending on what locks you want, you know, $200 a lock, $100 a lock. I said, and you got, you know, 3 locks that need to be replaced. Or would you rather me just get a new key? So it'll cost you $6 for a key. And then it'll cost you $9 per lock to rekey into that new key. They're like, oh, can you come have a look at the locks? I'm like, no problems, I'll be out tomorrow. Or later today. Go and have a look, and it's like, yeah, no, your locks are in good condition, I'll just rekey them. Whereas, yeah, this one, I was like, looking at the key, went like, yeah, no, it's bushted. So that's actually it. Huh. I wonder. So yeah, that's the way I like to do things. I don't like to rip people off. I've even done jobs for some elderly clients, and they're like, how much do I owe you? And I'm like, don't worry about it. So I know they don't have much, and they're going through hard times, stuff like that, and yeah, so I was nice, and I'm like, no, don't worry about it, it's all taken care of. Most people will turn around and say it's not a good way to run a business. And my son's Snapchatting me. Come on. But yeah. So it's a bit rare for my son to Snapchat me, unless he wants something. Probably money. That's kids. Yeah, that's got to be the point there. So why doesn't want to move? Doesn't want to budge. That's why it's in the crap pile. So what's new with everyone? Yeah, there's a reason why this is in the crap pile and why I removed it. But I did take this off the door, so I don't know why it doesn't want to. The one that really annoys me on jobs is like, oh, I tried to get in myself. I'm like, right, so now we're going to have to fix the damage that you've done. Oh, screw it. I give up with this crap. There's a pin there, so why does it want to move? Oh well. Doesn't want to budge. Let's just quickly check this. There's fire nearby. No, it's not that far. It's not that close. That's alright. I don't know what that notification was before I got. It was fire, but not that close to me, so that's alright. And she's definitely not budging on that spot. Right there. No, that's right. I can go back in the scrap pile and crap pile. That's the reason why I have a box of crap. Let's see what other box. Not that. These are cheap and nasty, and do not go putting them on your place. These are the Iconics. They have like a fishbone core. They it's actually starting to grow on me. That new coin. They have a fishbone core in them. They break very, very easily. They're just shocking, absolutely shocking bloody locks. Like, they are so bad, it is not funny. Yeah, they're that bad. I even had one that I took a bump key and pushed the bump key into it, and it opened. That was just pushing the bump key in. It wasn't even bumping it. It literally just inserting it into it, and it opened. That's how bad these locks are. Pop that back up. Yeah, so never install them on properties unless you want your shit taken. Let's see, what else have I got? The one I was playing at before when I was asked a couple of questions at the start of this. And I was saying how we teach people to decode these by feel. Now, I have done a video on it. This is the Lockwood Digilock. So with these ones, you've got the numbers 1 to 9 and a 0. Then you've got X, Y, and Z. Or Z. You know, we say Z. C isn't actually 1, that is to clear it. So if you type in the wrong code, you know, you can press C to clear it. Now, there are multiple attacks that you can use on this. As I was saying earlier, before I got distracted with other stuff and comments and questions. I don't have a question. Yeah, still working. Right. You can attack the latch by slipping it. If it's exposed, if it's not installed properly, then you can slip the door latch and gain access. You can use the bypass tools that are designed for these locks, which is a really weird style wrench that slides in behind here. You come down onto the spindle that runs between the front handle and the back handle, and you crank down, bite into it, crank down, and it rotates and pulls the latch in, which is another way of doing it. Or you can decode, you can randomly guess codes. Now, the good thing is you can only use each number once. And the good thing is, or the bad thing is, you can only use each number once. So there's, you know, quite a few combinations to go through, but it's not that many. It's not funny. So you can go through each possible combination because you can only use one once. The other bad thing about this is it doesn't matter. Well, it's good when it comes to getting access into these. And it can be seen as a good thing, but it's also a bad thing for security-wise, is it doesn't matter what order you put them in. So let's just say your code, it's not actually the code for this, is 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's say that's your code. It don't matter if you type in 1, 2, 3, 4 or 4, 2, 3, 1 or 1, 3, 4, 2. Doesn't matter. As long as it's the actual correct numbers that go in, doesn't matter what order they're put in, you'll be able to get that lock open or retract the latch. But there is a way to decode these by feel, and it does take quite a lot of practice to be able to get pretty proficient in it. We do teach people to have a go, and we've had people in classes get it and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. So yeah, and so did you feel the slight difference? Like, yeah, it's a subtle difference, but we felt it. I'm like, that's good. That's what we're teaching you. There is a slight difference in the feel of these buttons. But what you want to do to be able to decode these by feel is you want to add tension to the handle quite a bit. So you want to crank down on that with quite a bit of force. Not enough that you break it, and there is a risk of breaking it if you put way too much, but you want to crank down that tension. Really tension on that door handle on the outside. Then you go through and you feel each button. And you push in. Now, if I don't push in, you can push the button right in. Alright, if I crank down on here and I push in, I can feel that that button gives just a little bit. There's a little bit of give, and you can kind of hear that click. Alright, so you keep cranking down. That one gives. There's that click. Let's try the other one. That one gives. That one is nothing. It's dead. That one gives. Push it in a little bit deeper. That one feels dead. There's no springiness to it, like say 1 has. 7, nothing. You can kind of hear a difference as well. Nothing, which means then I go release up on that tension and I press in 7. Crank down again and then go through. And you do that for each number. Right, and you go through and you feel each number. Feel for the dead ones that give you no feedback at all. When you crank down on that handle and you push in, the one that gives you no feedback is the number that you want to press in. So then you release, press in that number, crank down again, and then go through and tell you each one. Now, I actually know the code to this, so there's no point in me actually going through every single number for you, but that is how you go doing it. Crank down on that handle, really add some tension to it, then push and feel for that dead number. Once you've found the one that doesn't give you that little bit more give, see, like 2, I can push in a little bit. 3, push in a little bit, but all right. 1 goes in quite a bit further, and it gives that real springiness to it. And it doesn't feel the same. They feel different. There is a slight difference in the feel of those buttons when you push in. Push on the 2 at the same time, and the one in 1 goes in a little bit further than position 3, which tells me that 3 actually is the number I need to push in for that one. But that's how you go through and you decode these by feel. So yeah, learning that little difference in the amount of springiness and how far these go in is how you go through and decode these locks. Now, as I said, we teach it in classes. That's why it's in one of the Bobs. It is a legitimate method that works. And it's a lot of fun. It does take some skill to master. And my video that's actually up when I go through this, so there is a video up on our YouTube channel here, on YouTube here, of how to decode these by feel, decoding a Digilock. And when Deviant used to actually share other people's videos and stuff, this was actually one of the videos that he had in his recommendeds, was how to decode one of these by feel. He actually put it into his recommended videos and stuff like that. So yeah, if you get your hands on one of these, have a go. They are a lot of fun. But just remember, there is other methods. As I said, tack the latch. Use, if you've got special wrenches that go in to bypass these Digilocks. I've got the wrenches, but I prefer to go by feel, because the wrench can leave evidence. You can scratch up and ding up and cut into the wood and the door and stuff like that. So I prefer to go in a method that doesn't leave, or is less likely to damage the door and stuff like that. So that's why I'm about non-destructive entry most of the time, because then I don't leave any evidence of being in there and stuff like that. So that is the Digilocks. If you have any other questions as well, throw them in. I'm going to quickly pop this back over there and then come straight back. Put these back to the rest of the bobs. And I know Lady Locks loves her cutaway. She actually kind of got inspired by wanting one because of the big one that I made. So this is one that we use in our classes. So we actually have a massive 3D printed cutaway lock. Just to show you in comparison, take the key out. Comparison to a normal key. That is the difference. Can't even put that key. That key doesn't even touch the sides. So yeah, how big it is, huge key is, and we use this to demonstrate different security pins: standard, small, serrated, mushroom, T-pin, how it interacts in a lock. They sit in there, and of course to show you the springs, the drive pins, key pins, which are in gold down the bottom there. And then you can also take the top off. The only thing you can't do with this one is take the circlip off, because I melted it on there, welded it on there with the soldering iron and burnt my finger whilst doing it. But I'll show you the front, how the lock works. Having such a big open one to actually show people, because I mean we've got small little clear and the small cutaways and stuff like that, but being able to have such a big one that you can sit on the bench and people can actually see and look and touch and play with in a bigger format, so they can really get a good idea of what's going on inside of a lock and how a lock actually works and stuff like that, is fantastic. The only downside was it took me a week to print everything, because I had to print the body. The body took 3 days. The black body took 3 and a bit days to print with my printer. Then I had to remove all the supports on the inside, which there was a lot, and then sand it all back, smooth it all out, clean it all. Then had to print the core. Core took quite a while to print as well. Had to remove all the supports inside of that. Then the ones that actually didn't take the longest to print was actually the pins. They printed pretty quick. And the key didn't take that long, and the top cover didn't take that long either. But yeah, all up took me a week with all the clearing everything out, all the supports, sanding it all back, smoothing everything out, and then making sure that it all works nice and smooth. So it just still clicks a little bit actually, that last pin. But yeah, to show people how it actually works and make sure it was working as smooth as I could get it. So yeah, massive, nice, big, 3D printed cutaway lock, great for classes. So I thought about making one of these for a giveaway at one stage as well. It just means I've got to go and buy a heap of filament, because it does take quite a lot. Quite a lot of filament. A hell of a lot of filament. So, any other questions people got? Because I might have to close this live stream down soon, because I gotta go get something to eat. And yeah, didn't actually plan on really doing a live stream today. I just thought I'd jump on randomly whilst I was out here doing some work and have a go pick up some locks that are sitting in a junk pile. Remembering why they're sitting in a junk pile. Yeah, that new cologne's kind of working at the moment for me. I know Pocket Woman would be like, what are you getting out more for? Because, yeah, the live stream she did where I was sitting there smelling all the different clones I've got. Just I've been buying them. I actually got, what have I got now? 6 in my collection of colognes. I won't tell you how much money it'll cost me all up, but I have. So I used to wear Brut all the time, right? I was brought up around Brut, and it was just since high school I was just wore Brut. Brut is classic, and I was wearing it at work at my other job, and everyone's like, "You smell like an old man," because that's what the old man wear. I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Brut." That's what all the old men wear here, and I'm like, right. So I went and I'm like, fine, bugger it. So I went and bought this cheap cologne thing, and it didn't smell very good. And everyone's like, "That smells horrible," and I'm like, "Yeah." It was a blind buy. I'm like, "No, bugger it." So I'm like, "No, can't wear that. It doesn't smell good." So I went into the place and looking at these colognes, and the name jumped out at me. It's called Spice Bomb by Victor and Rolf. So I'm like, I wonder. They didn't have any testers there, but I just went, nah, look, I'll buy it because I do like, the kind of the spice and stuff like that. Like Old Spice. So I bought Spice Bomb, and it smelled really bloody good. Really good. I'm like, yep, no, I really like Spice Bomb. And I started watching Curly Fragrance and stuff like that. And she's always on about Spice Bomb Extreme, but they didn't have any. So I took it into work, and one of the guys is like, "What are you wearing?" I'm like, "Oh, it's called Spice Bomb." He goes, "It actually smells really, really nice." He's like, "I've got two of them that I wear." He's like, "I'll bring them in, and you can have a smell of them tomorrow." I'm like, "Yeah, no problems." So he brought in 1 million and Azaro, the Most Wanted, and sprayed one on each of my arms. And I'm like, the Azaro Most Wanted smells really bloody good. Like, it smelled awesome. So I'm like, yeah, no, I like that. And the 1 million just smelled too feminine to me. I'm like, no, I don't like that one. Way too girly for me. And I'm like, "Where'd you get the Most Wanted from?" He's like, "Oh, from blah blah blah." I'm like, "Yeah, cool." So 2 weeks later, I'm like, I'll go have a look. So I go up there and I walk in and I'm looking around, and this lady comes over and she's like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was looking here. I said, I see you've got Azaro Wanted. You got Wanted by Night, but I'm after the Most Wanted." And she's like, "I'll go have a look on the computers for you and I'll let you know. See if we've got any other stores." I'm like, "Yeah, no problems." So she goes off, she comes back, and she's like, "No, we don't have it in any of our stores." She goes, "But we do order it in and stuff like that." So she goes, "But we only order like, 1 or 2, or 2 or 3 at a time." She's like, question. She's like, "Do you have kids at this school?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, I thought I'd seen you up there." I'm like, "Yeah, when the weekends when I get my kids, yeah." The times when I have my kids, I'm like, "Yeah, I get them from there." She goes, "Yeah, I've got kids to go there as well." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." She goes, "Well, tell you what," she goes, "if we get any in," she goes, "and I see you up there, I'll let you know." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, I really appreciate it, no problems." So I go out the shop and I walk all the way down the road to the car, and I jump in the car and put the keys in the ignition, and I'm sitting there like, fuck it. walk all the way back up, walk in there, and I'm like, yeah, can I get the wanted by night? It was a blind buy because they didn't have any testers of it, and bought it. And it again, it smells really, really freaking good. The one by night one is good as well. So I'm like, okay, and was happy with the two of them. And then, you know, it's now summer, and I'm like, okay, I can't really go wearing ones that are super strong with spices that are winter colognes. They're not designed for summer at all. So I'm like, I have to get something more summery. So go into the shop, and I got had a look, and I'm like, had a smell, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, can I get a bottle of the Versace Aldos? Because it's minty and it's citrusy and stuff like that. So I ended up buying that. And I'm like, right, I'm done. I'm not buying anymore. And then I was up shopping centre with the kids, and I'm like, I wonder, because I know there's one I've been after. So Bull Accounts, the spice one extreme. Bull Accounts, there's Cremo spice and black vanilla. It smells without the DNA of Spice Bomb, but it smells kind of similar-ish. Because it's strong with vanilla and it's strong with spice and stuff like that. So I heard that one of the shops had it. It's Cremo, the only one in Australia that stocks it. So I went in there, and they only had a tester bottle left, which only had like a tiniest bit out of it. She's like, you know, we sold out over Christmas time. We just sold a lot. And I'm like, she goes, but I can sell you the tester for a discount. I'm like, yeah, no problem. So I bought that one. I'm like, right, that's it. I'm done. I'm not getting any more. But that wasn't the case. So I ended up having to go out to the chemist the other day, and I'm looking at the massive cologne section they got there, and I ended up buying another one. I bought Hugo Boss bottled Eau de Parfum, and stuff like that. And I like the smell of that. Spicy apple. That's quite nice. The lady's like, oh, what about this? Have a smell of this one. She goes, this one's really popular. She goes, it smells amazing. I love it. She sprayed it, and my youngest goes, oh my God, it smells like bug spray. And I'm like, actually, it really does smell like bug spray. And she's like, what? Like, it smells like bug spray, like Aerogard. I'm like, I'm not, ugh, that's disgusting. And she goes, oh. She goes, I love it. I'm like, nah. So it stings like freaking bug spray. So I'm like, nah, I'll just get the Hugo Boss bottled Eau de Parfum. So bought that one. And then I had to go there today to get a script done. And I was having a look while I was waiting for it. And I'm looking around, and saw a lady that I bought the Zaro from. She was there, and I'm like, yeah, I want to have a look at the clones. She's like, oh, okay. She goes, oh, you're the one. I'm like, yeah. And I said, yeah. I said, I really want to try this one. And because I had the tester there. She goes, I've had the female one smells nice. She goes, I wonder if this one's the same. I said, well, this one's actually a clone of Creed Aventus. I'm like, Creed Aventus is $500 a bottle. I said, and this one's a clone of it. I said, the Bull Accounts is like 95% the same. To most people that, you know, don't know, that aren't that, you know, that know what Creed Aventus smells like and stuff like that. The untrained knows, you know, it's 95% the same. She goes, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah. So I had a smell of it, and I'm like, bit strong and really citrusy at the start. You can really smell the alcohol, but it wears off after like a couple of minutes, and I'm like, yeah, actually, that's quite nice. I'm like, bugger it, I'll buy it. So I bought that one. So now I've got 6 bottles of cologne. So at least I know I smell good when I go out. So when I'm not buying locks and stuff like that, and I mean, I don't buy lock pick sets anymore because I mean, I've got heaps of them and stuff. When I'm not buying that, I'm now spending money on bloody cologne. I'm becoming old and sophisticated, or is it spasticated? Either one. But I'm going to finish up Eddie. I'm going to head inside. I'll bring this in for a minute. So excuse all the bumping and moving around and all the loud noises. Let's unplug that. Need that. Let's unplug that. Oh, come on. Try not to electrocute myself. Yes, I need my phone charging cable. My drink bottle. And it looks like it's going to rain here. Meant to have rain on the way. Look at that. Still got to like 32 degrees here too, which isn't too bad. But those clouds don't look too good. And my gym is smothered in cobwebs at the moment. And cobwebs galore everywhere. It's annoying. So, I'll quickly wash my hands because they're caked in like lubricant and graphite and gunk. And yeah, that's one thing. Never stick in bloody lock as graphite. Graphite is shocking. Kind of so I work in nursing as well. When you wash your forearms as well as your hands. So if anyone's got any more lock questions or anything like that they want to ask while still here before I sign off. And the stuff I said about earlier was stuck in my drink that didn't dissolve properly was creatine monohydrate. It is great for cognitive processing. Actually, it helps with cognitive processing, and it also helps you put on more muscle and size and increases your strength and all that stuff. And it is literally the most studied supplement of all time. Make sure you hold on to a bit more water, but that's intramuscular water. But more good stuff for it than bad. The only bad thing is some people, they might get a upset stomach from it, stuff like that. But comments still coming up because I haven't seen any in a long time. No, I don't need community moderation. I'll show you, the colognes. So that's the new one I bought. So a clone of Creed Aventus, but like tenth of the price instead of $500. It's only $60. Then yeah, as I was saying, Hugo Boss bottled eau de parfum, Spice Bomb, Victor and Rodolphe, Cremo, Spice and Black Vanilla, Zaro, Wanted by Night, and the one I've probably put the biggest dents in so far, the Versace Aros, which is bloody expensive because that 50ml bottle cost me like $80 and that was on sale. It was normally $120. So by the way, if anyone's interested in some really good books to read, I mean some really good books that I would highly recommend, especially for lockpicking and physical entry. So, Tactical Lockpicking, Volume 1, Foundations, it's got by Pat Watson here. But these are by UTAC, Uncensored Tactical. So, this one here is a book that I highly, highly, highly recommend. Absolutely fantastic. The knowledge that you'll get out of this book and the way it makes you look at things and the way it makes you think about things is fantastic. Super highly recommended. Highly rate that one. The second book, which is another one that I super highly recommend, and not just because I worked on it as a technical editor, making sure that everything in there is legit and actually does work and all the information is correct and stuff like that, is Tactical Lockpicking Volume 2, Field Key Generations. So producing keys out in the field. Breaks everything down and goes through the pros and cons and all the methods and stuff like that. Well, not all the methods, but a lot of methods for producing keys out in the field. Absolutely fantastic. Great for people that are interested in pen testing or interested in, methods of creating keys whilst being out in the field. So super highly recommend those two books. The information that you'll gain from reading them is fantastic. The quality of the information in there is great. And just the way it makes you look at things differently. So, a lot of us get fixed into this bubble. We might, come up to let's say a door, right? You come up to a lockout for a residential. So you walk up and, the first thing you want to try, most people don't think about is, okay, well, the door's locked, but are all the doors locked? So you go around and check all the other doors. Maybe the door, the latch is getting stuck. You need to, kind of like pull on the door and twist the handle a little bit harder. Check the windows. This is stuff that book actually brings up so that when you look at it and you're like, oh, okay, I didn't think of that. Because, there's no good going straight up to a door, trying to pick the lock on the door and spending ages doing it when there might be a window right next to it that's open. Or the back door might be open, stuff like that. It kind of makes you think outside of the box. The great thing about making mistakes is we learn from our mistakes. So when it comes to that book, it looks not just at, the how to do things, but it goes, okay, what about doing it this way? What about doing it that way? And it makes you question and double check and think outside of the box and problem solving. Because when it comes to what we do, 90% of our job is problem solving. The lock's not working. Okay, why isn't it working? The door handle's not working. Okay, why isn't it? We've got to problem solve. You come up to a lockout. What method of attack do you use to get in the front door? It's problem solving. So this book makes you really question and think about solving problems. So super highly recommend it. Both those books. As I said, I was technical editor for the Field Key Generations book. So, I do a lot with keys. I spend a lot of time around keys and stuff like that. So it is one that, yes, highly, highly recommend and stuff like that. So, yeah, I've been around for now 2 hours, 42 minutes. So I'm going to wrap this one up. I might come back on tonight, late tonight here, and do another live stream. I might do it through the laptop so that I can actually see questions a lot better and stuff like that. Don't forget to check out our website, dowp.com.au. As I said earlier, we've got the Viking Slim Jim bands on there. We also have the new Aussie decoder cards, the Devious decoder card Oz version. So we now stock them. They're $15 Australian, so definitely worth it. Great piece of kit to carry around in your pocket. My tester that I used got sent when we first come up with them. It was in my EDC bag, and I've used it quite a lot. Used it out in the field, so I know it works, and that's why I've got them. And absolutely love my tester. So yeah, check all that out. Also, don't forget our private Discord server. Now you can get access through that off our website. So you can purchase a subscription to our private Discord server. Also, in our channel memberships up here on YouTube, the first tier gives you access backstage to some videos that I've put up from background bits and pieces. You get shout outs and videos. So massive shout outs to our two latest, which is Pat, and normally I bring all this information up before I do the live stream. So yeah, you get shout outs and you get access to a couple of little perks and things like that. But the second level of the channel memberships is where you get access to a private Discord server. Now, our private Discord server, we do discuss stuff that we do not bring up on YouTube. And there's a reason why. Some stuff that we know and we teach in classes, we do not share on YouTube because it's at that level where we're like, it's not for the general public. So if you are interested in discussing stuff like that and learning about stuff like that, that's for education and or pen testing purposes, and stuff like that, it's just not access to the general public. Our private Discord server is a great way to learn about it and come on there and discuss it. There's also a lot of perks on the private Discord server, like products you get told about it before. Geez, that client is still strong. I can still smell it. I'll wash my hands. You can get notified about products before they get released on the website and before we discuss that they're going to be released. So you get to find out beforehand, and there's an option at times to purchase it before it gets released. As I said, you get backstage talks and stuff like that up on there. When we do our live streams and we jump on there and we do our video chats up on the private Discord server, there's a chance that you can actually come and join in on those conversations. And even if you want to come in and join on the live stream that we run, where we, can have a discussion of people up there and a chat, and you want to join in, well, that is how we run it, is through the private Discord server. So during our live stream, Daryl and I usually run it through the Discord server to do our video chat, and then we stream that up onto YouTube live. So yeah, if you just want to join in on those conversations and stuff like that in person, then you can come through onto the private Discord server. So there's only two ways to get to it. It's through our website or through the second level of the channel memberships. But we don't push it. It's entirely up to people if they want to join and stuff. But yeah, if you want to learn about hacking and get useful tips and tricks and links and information sent around and stuff like that, it is a great place to come and join. And there's myself as the admin, there's Daryl's an admin, and also James Randolph is an admin as well. And he's very knowledgeable when it comes to radio and radio hacking and stuff like that. He is a radio whiz. So if you really want to start diving into that stuff, he's a great one to come on there and chat to, because he really does know his stuff. He's absolutely fantastic at it. So anyway, I'm going to head off because, yeah, I've got to organise something to eat. I've only eaten once today so far because I've been too busy working and stuff like that. But stay safe, keep bloody legal, and till next time, cheers, guys.